Hi, my name is Mia Callahan, and I'm going to be presenting you with my Stasis Interrogation essay. It is from my English 1010 course at Utah Valley University, and this is my presentation, like I said. The topic I chose was quality of health as it relates to socioeconomic status because I'm going into the medical field and I really have always had this feeling of wanting to help others, and so I think that really helped me pick a topic because there were so many to choose from, but this one really just drew me in, and I hope you appreciate the hard work I put into this essay and writing it for you, my audience, and the effort that Dr. Lawrence Knott put into it for writing the article for me, his audience. So let's get started. Okay, so this is my introduction. So there has always been an association between health and social class because higher class individuals simply can afford healthier foods and people to help them live healthier lives and coach them, while people in lower classes simply can't afford those things, and some just can't afford homes or even schooling for their kids, which is frankly really sad. But male individuals who live in more deprived areas live a whole 9 years less than those who don't, while women live 6.9 years less than individuals who don't live in more deprived areas, which I think is an insane statistic that Dr. Lawrence Knott found. The source he found it from is cited in his article and in mine, so feel free to look at that, and feel free to look at Dr. Lawrence Knott's article as well. It's also at the bottom of my essay. At the same time, people who live in more deprived areas spend more of their already shorter lifetimes in a less healthy state, which can cause their mind or their mental capacity to be less healthy as well. Women can also expect to spend 16.7% of their time in acceptable health, which is upsetting. As for males, at age 65, life expectancy was at its highest in Kensington and Chelsea, lying at 21.6 years longer, and lowest in Manchester, lying at 15.9 years longer. As for females, the age of 65 life expectancy was at its highest in Camden, lying at 24.6 years longer, and again lowest in Manchester, lying at 18.8 years longer. Health has always been a huge dilemma, and it probably will always be. But of course, in the past, some of the contributing factors to bad or rather poor health were lousy sanitation, infectious diseases, things like that we don't necessarily have to worry about as much today, but we do face more problems that weren't as prominent back then, such as smoking or diet, accidents, lack of physical activity, and alcohol, because alcohol will always be a contributing factor due to the fact it is a well-liked substance that is rather unhealthy to the human body. Diet problems have switched from calorie deficiency to calorie excess in some areas due to obesity, which is also a detriment to some individuals' health. Smoking is not as prominent as it used to be, but it is still a big problem because smoking can affect just about every part of your body, can negatively affect just about every organ, including change in your DNA, which can cause cancer, which is a serious problem. Again, with the article, it holds a lot of detailed terms and parts and concepts that some I didn't even understand, so it really helped me to see the problem from somebody else's perspective and learn new aspects of it, such as the Black Report or the inverse care law, or even health inequalities that pop up in these things. And Dr. Lawrence Knott strongly accredits the failure to close the social gap as one of those problems, and why he goes over why that is a problem. He really helped me put my perspective into thought and shed a whole new light on the topic. So it really helped me understand, and it was super educational, and it just really helped me, and I hope those factors can help you as well. Again, the problem matters more than most people know. It is a huge dilemma because the fact that poor health leads to death. It doesn't always, but a lot of the time it does. Individuals with poor health are restricted from reaching their full potential in life and being able to strive to reach their dreams. Without the health and energy our bodies need, how can one maintain a sense of fulfillment in life? The answer is they simply can't. As for morals and ethics, I spent a lot of time over this subject because going into the medical field, I spent a lot of time on ethics and how some people may see something as unethical while some may see it as ethical, and it really is just a double standard. And that goes just as well with this topic because some individuals may see the lower class as people who are kind of ignorant and don't really care about their well-being, while others may see it as just they physically cannot afford to care about their well-being. So they try to spend all their money on their children or spouses and try to help them live as healthy as they can. However, it is a moral obligation as us to a society to help fix the problem, adding to the fix problems that are adding to the prominent problem that is health and well-being. Addressing the problem is not a simple task because it is such a big problem that many aspects come into play and need to be considered. We can help to promote the Social Value Act. This 2013 legislation places a legal obligation on all public sector commissioners to consider how they could improve the economic, environmental, and social well-being of their population through their procurement activities, as included by Dr. Lawrence Knott in his article Health and Social Class. We also must be advocating acceptable jobs to lower class inequalities today, and this includes acceptable income, protection from physical dangers, improving health education, while achieving and maintaining the knowledge, skill sets, and understanding needed for an individual to be able to use social care information and health and services they need. The author is very passionate about ways to help with the problem, which is wonderful because it's almost as if he put his opinions in there and you can feel them without even seeing them because they're not present in the article itself, which is very fascinating to me. So there's that. So that was my interrogation portion. This next portion is going to be my response. So let's get started with that. What I chose to kind of go over in my response was just people thinking differently of things that the author said about the facts and so on. Because Dr. Knott addresses how there are certain statistics on life expectancies, although I have come across an article written by The Lancet, which is one of the world's oldest, among most prestigious and best-known general medical journals, that has a completely different array of statistics based on life expectancies with males and females in the more deprived areas. But again, some may argue that Dr. Knott's facts may be spewed due to his sources where the doctor got his statistics, although Dr. Knott may believe in the relevancy and accuracy of the facts he chose, although audience does play a huge factor in the author's work because they can either help the piece succeed, but it can also have an adverse effect. There's always a second or even third opinion on all matters, and there's always going to be another opinion to be stated or heard. So you need to put into perspective that one statistics may be true, but the others may be true too. They may be looking at different populations in different countries. So you can never quite just disagree with something at first. Like, you need to look at all the opinions of everyone who has been there. Lower class population are more at risk for smoking habits, drinking habits, dietary problems, and things so on. Although values comes into play because just because somebody is telling you you're not in the higher social class, you are in the lower social class, and this may be a huge factor on why your life expectancy is shorter. That may be a blow to your self-esteem, as it is boosting the higher socioeconomic class into feeling like they have nothing to worry about health, creating the double standard where there's two sides to every story. This article is very educational, so thank you so much for watching, and bye.